Welcome to Montreal's Concordia University and neurobiologist Jim Faust. He's our resident expert on sex, drugs, and rock and roll. By monitoring rats, Faust has built a fascinating picture of human sexual behavior and beyond.
So when you think of sexual arousal, we tend to think of men having an on-off switch. Very simple, right? You either get an erection or you don't.
In other words, sexual arousal acts to dilate the blood vessels of the penis, which allows it to engorge with a greater quantity of blood.
So right now we're testing PT141, and it resembles a naturally occurring substance in the brain. So instead of it being peripheral, this is something that happens here. This drug actually made our female rats solicit males quite a lot, between 3 and 6 times the number of solicitations. So when this drug went to phase 1 trials, women showed more desire, more arousal. PT141 was discovered to induce erections in men, and I think that that tells us something. The best love potions are the ones in your brain. I mean, chemical changes that occur in the brain of those in love resemble drug addiction a bit. Dopamine levels increase, and they give you this focused attention toward someone that you're totally into. And just watch people interacting. It's all action-reaction.
Body language is now recognized as an important new science, and the study of it has a name, synergology. Catherine and Charles are both actors. They've been cast to act out a seduction scene in front of a most demanding audience. The very inventor of synergology, Philippe Touchet. The actors have been given no direction, only to improvise a seduction scene as naturally as possible. Having observed more than 20,000 couples in 12 countries, Touchet is an expert on seduction. Touchet doesn't pay attention to the words, nor the intonations. He goes after the essential, the visual messages that the actors exchange without even knowing it.
During seduction, the more we let our hand or our bodies do the talking, the better able we are to communicate. We get our message across 7% with words, 38% with our tone of voice, and 55% with our body language.
It's the end of the improv. Our actors may be surprised to find out that the seduction scene they played out was more torrid than they realized. In fact, their every move was pretty much by the book, according to Philippe Touchet's research. In 75% of cases, it's the woman who starts off with a look that lasts around 4 seconds. The man responds with a brief look and a slight smile. The following seconds are critical. This movement of the fingers indicates that Catherine would like to speak to him. She runs her hand through her hair to catch Charles's attention. And there, by raising her eyebrows, she's sending a clear signal. Talk to me. With communication established, the big seduction maneuvers begin.
To seduce the guy, you naturally bend your head to the left. There's a lot of head movement to the left.
It's no surprise. The right side of our brain not only controls our emotions, but also the left side of our bodies.
During a seduction, we notice that the left eye is favored over the right, regardless of whether the person is right-handed or left-handed. The eyebrows are used extensively too. You use them to call to a partner. We see them go up, we see them go down. There's a lot going on with the gesture of a hand going through hair. We'd like to touch the other person, but we don't. Instead, we touch ourselves. But what we're saying is, I'd really like to touch you.
The slightest touch becomes highly sensitized and loaded with meaning. Catherine has touched Charles several times for a fraction of a second. He doesn't even notice, but his brain records these brief flutterings. Another subliminal message is the touching of the lower lip with the tongue. Even though this gesture lasts less than a third of a second, Catherine registers it. That's because our brains can detect an image as brief as 1/50,000th of a second. The sexual content of the message is unambiguous and shared.
So it's true we can lie with words, but the body will never lie for long. A seductive person doesn't cheat. They desire the other person, who notices this desire, which in turn makes them more desirable. A seductive person is someone who gives another the wish to open up. The more we let ourselves be natural, the more we'll dare to be spontaneous, and the better we'll communicate.
Seduction is an affair of the heart, or should we say hearts? Usually it's the wives that buy the husband's underwear. So listen up, boys. If you can't be bothered to buy your own boxers, then you won't mind missing out on revolutionary new underwear that could enhance your reputation.
A few months ago, we launched a new product. It's a thong that enhances size and gives you more volume at the front, which gives you that Tom Jones type of look instantaneously. The bulge holds it up just like a bra.
But how does the Mega Tanga achieve such a stunning transformation? Sorry, ladies, we'll have to use an illustration. A size-enhancing band ties the testicles up with the penis, and the cut of the pouch keeps everything in place, front and center.
Before we launch any product, we always test the merchandise. So I started wearing it to a party. I got a lot of comments like, "You're looking good. Have you been working out? Have you been going to the gym?" If we look back in history, the codpiece was a very important part of men's uniform or attire to intimidate other men, first of all, and obviously also to seduce women. A man wearing a push-up thong standing at a bar has an advantage over the other men next to him to get the attention of the opposite sex.
So this was the first time I'd ever worn a thong, and I found it to be quite comfortable. I like it.
One reason why this thong is so comfortable is because it's made of microfiber, a new textile which keeps us dry. Expert Steve Bibler explains.
Have you ever had a sample of blood taken from your finger with a tiny glass tube? This works because of the capillary effect, the ability of narrow tubes to transport liquid. As you can see here, the narrower the tube, the greater the capillary effect. The microfibers in the fabric of this fashionable underwear form many narrow tubes, which make use of the capillary effect to transport moisture away from your skin.